few weeks, but now it's their chance to change that script to a better tone. Let's enter the land of dawn. Blacklist International up by 1. What can we expect in the early gaming end?
Looking at RSG's lineup, I think they're heavily reliant on those layering of skills. I mean, if they want to utilize Ixcha's full barrage, the crowd controls, the ultimates from each and every single member needs to connect. They need to maximize that. Apart from Blacklist, where Hitman is back at his normal form, he has the Kaja. The pick-off potential for the agents is impeccable.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for that flicker Divine Judgment coming in from Renegade here, but a lot of pokes coming out here in the top lane. Mid lane is a different story though. The range advantage really shows when you're looking at Renegade versus the Edith.
Okay, so looking at the difference in terms of the emblems, or the emblems for both marksmen. So what's really nice for this guy is more on the attack speed. So it's really on the positioning for Eman to be detrimental in this game. But the difference in terms of the itemization as well. So for Oheb, it's already 880 and 790 for Eman. Wait.
Renegade, light spotted out the Hitman and has a hit list on Renegade. One more hit. Aqua finishes the job.
Flicker burnt as well for the side of Renegade. Quite unfortunate for the Hitman.
Okay, so for RSG right now, what's effective for them is the continuous rotation.
Oh no!
Edward will go down as well. RSG starting out strong with 2-0.
Well, at that moment, Edward had no choice. He needed to clear that minion wave because of the turtle respawning in just a few seconds. So he wanted to clear as much as possible, but RSG didn't give him the opportunity. As to why they are now on the lead, 1.1k in terms of gold.
And this is really good. If you're a Raider, having this early game setup snowball for Irad is something that you want to see, but that's already 1 kill going to the hands of their jungler and first turtle, as well as it will go uncontested. First turtle going to the hands of RSG this time around, and down bottom lane, no counterplay coming in from Blacklist.
Ultra fast turtle take for RSG PH, and they actually want to go and extend this by going for that purple buff, but Blacklist, they want to contest. Another beautiful penalty zone from Nats. And now who got the purple buff?
Nats did.
Nats did.
Nats was able to secure it, but they do miss that onward. Edward still in trouble, gets burnt down with a stare coming in from Aqua. Now Light gonna deal a bit more damage. RSG steamrolled in the early game.
And this is the usual RSG type of raid play. So continuously just rotating on the area or the territory of Blacklist International, and this is an ultra fast rotation for them. Even at the bottom lane though.
Eman, flicker out, but he can't sustain the answer of the agents with 3 members onto him.
And that was such a quick rotation coming in from Blacklist. It was quite the tempo-breaking play for RSG, but a 1v1.
1v1 between Nats and Sensui. Will he be able to cast that? No! The Appraiser's Wrath wasn't casted. Nats brings him down.
What is happening with Blacklist right now? It feels like they're scrambled all around. It's already almost a 2-level lead here. But Nats, he commits a crucial error, but a lot of healing comes in from his abilities as well. So not so crucial after all.
And take note, guys, that Nats is already at level 6. So a huge gap as compared to Edward's Orlot. So Edward's at 0-2-0, so we might not see an aggressive Edward as compared to game number 1. So okay, again, it's just continuous rotation for both teams, but definitely the effectivity is on RSG side. Now at 2.2k gold lead with the mark display.
RSG smells blood, and they're after. But look at Erad. What a beautiful play coming in from Renegade, but it's not going to be enough. Oheb is going to go down, and now I think the next target for RSG is going to be that bottom lane turret.
Yeah, bottom lane turret plus the turtle as well. RSG with a great rotation in the bottom lane. Takes down 2 objectives and a kill. RSG definitely playing well to their early game objective win condition rather, and giving Irad as much of a lead as possible.
So what happened earlier at game number 1, it was also RSG at the lead, but the difference this time around, Blacklist doesn't really have the trades that they have been doing on game number 1, so it might be difficult for them since this is scaling type of marksman, and even Edward is being zoned out already or intimidated by the damage that Nats has. So this time around, RSG is just continuously moving across the territory of Blacklist.
It's hard to be Blacklist right now. Almost all of your lanes are losing in terms of early game damage. So I think it's almost Ube time for them. 4 people already grouping up. If you can't beat them alone, beat them together. And I think that's the shot call right now for Blacklist International as they guide Oheb through his lane, guide Sensui through his jungle, and now Edward is left alone.
Ooh, not anymore. They want to go for Agent Zero this time, and now Blacklist want to answer right back in the bottom lane. Sensui zoning out Irad as well as Nats. They got the objective, and they were able to escape.
Okay, this is a very nice rotation from Blacklist International. Although for RSG, they're forcing as well to do a contest.
Light.
Okay!
Not for the penalty zone, but they were able to evade it. And now RSG, will they go for this orange buff? Will they go for the contest? Will they go for the initiate? I think knows the answer.
They just went for the turret instead. They were able to get a few objectives here and there and was still able to steal away that orange buff, sadly. RSG ahead by almost 5,000. Looking at the items here, Chantel, what can you see?
This is actually huge of a lead for RSG, and at the same time, we have 2 equipments already. Final equipments for the tankiers of RSG, which is detrimental for Blacklist International because I mean, they have sustain, yes, but if it is countered as early as now and they don't have the items, RSG will definitely deal massive damage against them.
Ooh, RSG, Light, what a beautiful knockoff, but look at Aqua, double kill. No, that's actually Eman. The layering of skills from RSG is on point.
Whoa.
And now that's penalty zone onto Haji. Haji has his very own penalty zone, so they can counter initiate, but RSG wants to go for this turtle.
Love the flicker play coming in from Light. A melee onward, no way to counter that unless you have Ultra Instincts turned on out there. Blacklist International, they're slowly losing out on this early game. We're already lost out on majority of the early game, maybe with this 6k gold lead coming in from RSG. They're coming in hot.
Yup, and this is what we're mentioning at that. For Mortis, it is a snowball potential. With early 2 kills, look at the damage from Aqua as well because of the Mystic Projectile. If I'm up against a Gord, sometimes I don't know where the Mystic Projectile will land.
You know, actually, it's supposed to be easy to dodge that Mystic Projectile. It takes 3 bounce to pop it, but for some reason, it keeps connecting. Aqua is doing an amazing job in zoning out the front line and the back line of Blacklist.
Yeah, and with that zoning potential, we are seeing a lot of siege coming in from RSG. All 3 lanes pushing against the favor of Blacklist International. Now Light, the conceal play, will not be able to get anybody on the side of Blacklist, and now the siege continues. Another turret goes to the hands of RSG.
This is a very, very fast rotation from RSG, 7.6k gold lead at around 7-minute game time. So for Blacklist International, clearing of minion wave is kind of difficult for them. Knowing that Haj is at level 8, so the passive of Miss Valentina is somehow not going to work against an Aqua, which is at 302.
This is a very clean game for the Raiders. Coming off a devastating loss against Blacklist, but right now outperforming them in the early to the mid game and actually dominating game number 2. And as we look at the instant replay, look at the layering of skills from RSG. Eman and Aqua, beautiful plays.
Ultra fast instincts coming in from the side of Light, knowing that he has the flicker onward combo on the right guy. Blacklist International, they got to step up their game this time around if they want the sweep. It's RSG. This is looking to be their game to lose with a 7k gold lead, and it's really hard to throw away this type of lead, especially at this early part of the game.
Yep, one wrong move from RSG could be a cause of a win for Blacklist International, so they need to be mindful of the possibility as well from a Red J and even Oheb specialty play on that Divine Judgment. So one Divine Judgment, actually the perfect target as of the moment is Irad. If they are able to stop Irad, then they have the opportunity to actually take the Lord.
And that they just did.
Speaking of Irad, he's now going to go down at the most crucial moment. The Lord is now
Oh,
up.
oh
and
no.
RSG knows this. They want to go engage and not for the beautiful penalty zone. And now Haji is the recipient of every single thing RSG is giving them. 2 members are now down for Blacklist.
Going for the flicker full barrage. Eman, a lot of damage coming out of this Iksha. Now Oheb will be trying to strike back. Still, no conversions coming in from Blacklist International apart from that kill. RSG was able to take down another turret as everything was happening. Damage received. Sensui leads the ranks, and that's a sad stat to have when you're 7k behind.
Yep, and also if you are the jungler of the other team, because but for RSG, they are well prepared in terms of equipment and at the same time good usage on that conceal. And you know what? Light and Nuts layering of that penalty zone and even Earth Shatter it's just really difficult for Blacklist to contest.
Now 10 minutes in, RSG with the Lord, an 8K gold lead as well. Aqua having the game of his life here, 3-0-3 on the score. But you could say the same for Light. Still a perfect game for this Rome Edith, one of his newer, I would say newer comfort picks. We have seen him play this quite a lot.
You know, I thought you were going to say Aqua was having the time of his life. I thought you were going to say Naisu as well.
You know, Naisu as well. So honestly, him watching this Gord is already making him smile.
My Gord is back.
Gord Koyan. Or
Gord
in
Koyan.
English, that's my Gord.
Yeah.
Yup. And yeah, speaking of another arsenal for RSG side, aside from Aqua is the Lord, which is marching at the bottom lane. So Nuts and Light doesn't have the flicker, so we won't see those flashy setup plays. But for Blacklist International, basically the same with 3 heroes with no flickers. Even since we can really be up front, they need to defend this one.
Oh, RSG Light goes in as bottom lane turret will now be destroyed. And now Sensui is the first man down. Turrets are falling down for Blacklist. They have to move away, but Light catches them off guard as the Lord is still up. And now RSG might be able to extend this series with a clean game number 2.
What a dominant team fighting capacity or capability rather coming in from RSG. That winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor FWD Life Insurance. RSG just proved everyone that game 1, despite being let's just say definitely in Blacklist favor, they could do the same and even worse. That was such a great game coming in from Light and Aqua, and that will effectively increase